Alright guys, so I've wrapped up my reviews of the DC Universe Wave 9 figures. I've put together, I've collected and connected the pieces here for Chemo. So what we're going to do now, today's toy spot, we're going to be looking at DC Universe Wave 9, the Collect and Connect Chemo. This is such an impressive figure, and this is so far one of my favorite, possibly even my favorite of all time, of the Collect and Connect pieces that they've released so far. There are other ones that are pretty close up there. You know, I love the Solomon Grundy. Trying to think of, even the Despero wasn't really too bad, but I think this guy for me is the coolest Collect and Connect figure. And I'll say really leading up to this point, maybe I haven't gotten the dark side yet. He might be just as cool, but this guy is awesome. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time because I don't really actually have a read-up on him, being that he was the Collect and Connect figure. He wouldn't have any back card biography or read-up, so I figured I'd do something a little bit different, and it's time for some story time. So I'm going to look at this as the Bible for DC Universe. I'm sure you've seen my review, and if you're a DC fan, I'm sure everybody knows this. This is the DC Comics Encyclopedia. And maybe what I'll do looking ahead with Collect and Connect figures from the DC Universe, I'll reference them in this book so that I can give you guys a biography on that character. So you'll see down below, if I get them in the picture there is Chemo. And what I'll do, as you guys are looking at Chemo here, I'm just going to read up on Chemo and tell you guys all about Chemo. Alright, first appearance was Showcase number 39, which was August 1962. Status is villain, of course, and real name's Chemo. Occupation Destroyer. Wow, that's pretty bold. Base is mobile. Height 25 feet to 100 feet. Weight 5,697 pounds, all the way up to 88,000, wait for it, 88,451 pounds. Eyes purple, hair none. Special powers and abilities, plastic body, as you can see here, composed of deadly chemicals, can spew acid hundreds of feet from his mouth, and can significantly increase its size, weight, and density, and low-level sentience. So he is super strong. Not really the smartest guy in the lot. The biography on him says, Professor Ramsey Norton hoped to solve the world's ills through his research. He dumped all the chemical components from his failed experiments into a giant humanoid-shaped vat he affectionately called Chemo. Now I have to stop there and I have to say, if you're a scientist and you're creating things chemical-wise and you want to dump them into a vat, why would you dump them into a vat that's shaped with arms and legs and stuff? I digress. Let's keep going. The more chemicals Norton poured into Chemo, the harder he resolved to work to succeed in his goals. However, the volatile compounds deposited into Chemo over the years began to mutate. When Norton dumped a failed plant growth serum into the mix, there was a violent biochemical reaction. Chemo suddenly gained rudimentary sentience and increased in size. Chemo's acid breath killed Norton, and the monster went on a rampage until the Metal Man and Superman, Chemo became a constant foe of the Metal Man and Superman and was destroyed and rebuilt on several occasions. President Lex Luthor recruited Chemo for the Suicide Squad and loosed the killing machine on Imperiex. Chemo was destroyed only to regenerate once more, a giant walking vat of angry destruction. So that, my friends, was read up, complete from the DC Encyclopedia. And now that we've done that, let's get a look at Chemo. Wow. Where do you even start with this guy? Well, I can tell you one thing I really like about the figure is the fact that they've actually got several layers. You guys can see it. You've got several layers of bubbles. You've got bubbles on the outer surface, and then actually inside there is a smaller chamber that has bubbles in there as well. So because of that, it looks like there's depth to the character. It's a great looking figure. And give you guys a turn around here. As you can see, the tubes here that I've plugged into the back. And what I like the fact is that despite the green, it's a nice lime green, they've offset it by adding this really cool brown, kind of a gold color in both his arm gauntlets, also in his very large feet, as you can see there. And he's got strapping all the way around on his belt here. But he is a very large figure. In the way of his articulation, he won't have any in the head just because this is all one piece here. But he does have the ball-jointed shoulders. You can rotate in the forearm, you can bend at the elbow, and you can rotate in the hand. The waist rotates, the legs bend at the knee. You can also swivel the foot and bend the foot. But a very nice looking figure nonetheless. And just to give you guys a size comparison, I know I've kind of already mentioned it before, but I'll bring in Green Arrow here, the best figure of this set. Just give you guys a size comparison. As you can see, Green Arrow just goes slightly above his belt. So this guy is huge. He is definitely huge. I'll move this guy to the back, and I'll just give you guys an overall opinion, at least from this reviewer, as to what he thought of DC Universe Wave 9. Well, I can tell you first and foremost, I think the real gem of this set is still by far the Green Arrow. Green Arrow, if you had to pick up a DC Universe figure, get this guy. This guy is it. So he is my favorite figure of this wave. And despite the fact that he is the best figure of the wave, still the second favorite for me has got to be Wildcat. I love this figure. And there's just something about Wildcat that I really dig. He's kind of like he's kind of like Batman. He's not as cool as Batman, but he's still pretty cool. So Wildcat here definitely is the second favorite of mine, at least from this wave. Third favorite, I think I might have to go with Deadshot. Deadshot is a nice looking figure. Between the red, the silver, the yellow, I think I really like this figure. Disappointing figures from this wave, well, I'm going to have to go with this guy. I'm going to have to go with Guardian. There's nothing really wrong with the guy, and again, as a figure, he does it really well. He looks like Guardian, but just because I don't have a lot of invested interest in the figure or in the character, the figure for me is it's a pass, really. And as I mentioned when I did the review of this guy, had he not come with the impressive collect piece from Chemo here, it's probably a figure I would have passed on if he was just sold on his own. So a bit of a disappointment, really, for Guardian here. And we'll put him in the place here. The Black Canary is a nice figure, but I don't know, the more I look at her, I find the skin is a little too dark for me. And really, it's not, again, no fault of the figure. I just find it could have been a little lighter in complexion, but I still do like the Black Canary. But I think really, of the three figures to get, it would be definitely Green Arrow, get Wildcat, and Deadshot. The Collect and Connect figure of Chemo, what can I really say? The Chemo is fantastic. And the figure itself for Camo, I'm going to give him an 8.5, possibly even a 9. There's really a lot to enjoy of this figure. He is certainly a large figure, and I'm really glad I picked up this set. So that was a toy spot. We were looking at the DC Universe Wave 9 figures. There was a lot of them. And finally, we wrapped up the reviews with my review of the Collect and Connect Camo. A great set. Again, one of my favorite DC Universe waves. And with that, I'll see you guys next time for another toy spot. Later.